The greatest way to honor your martyrs is not to memorialize them. The greatest way to honor your martyrs is to live for what they died for.
In July 1995, Srebrenica, declared a United Nations safe zone, was overrun. More than 8,000 Muslim men and boys were executed in just days. It was the worst atrocity in Europe since the Holocaust.
It gives a whole new meaning to the idea of until you've walked a mile in his shoes. You look down at your own shoes and you stand next to them. And you realize there's absolutely nothing that distinguishes you from them. And these people were slaughtered in cold blood because they were Muslims, nothing else. A child that was killed has no idea why she would be killed. You can hear the shouts in the background. One of the most painful videos that I remembered from the genocide, and subhanAllah, they have his voice playing in the background, was the father that was forced at gunpoint to call his son down from the woods to be killed and told that he would be safe.
Kod koga, kaži? Kod Rame! A jevo te Ramo, kaži kod Srba. Kod Srba! Tako, kaži kod Srba. Kod Srba kažeš. Sve još vikati. Srba, slobodno! Nermine! Hajde dolam, ja sam dolam, slobodno kod Srba! Svi hajte! Nermine! Hajde dolam, slobodno, ja sam kod Srba! Svi hajte koliko vas godimo!
Man's voice, wallahi, it lives. So these are the shuhada from the imams. May Allah have mercy on them. Hazan, Usman, Muhammad, Tawfiq, Hafiz, Asad, Sadiq, Suleiman, Ayub, rahmatullah alayhim jami'an. Subhanallah, so they have, for every one of these imams, they have the masjid and they have their grave. The Serbs destroyed, I think, over 1,300 masjids. This imam is only 20 years old. Mushaf. Subhanallah. When you think about the mushaf of a person testifying for them on the Day of Judgment, you look at the pages of this mushaf, you can tell that this was a person who used to read the Quran frequently. Surah Yaqeen. It's a reminder to us not to show up late and leave early.
And we do that way too often. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala charges us with so much more.
This is what happens when international law fails you. And these so-called systems are supposed to protect you, do nothing for you.
Unfortunately, Bosnia is a story of late arrivals and early departures. The elements of the genocide are still present in the air, and we can't take our eyes off of these people because I think there is a prevailing sentiment that it's only a matter of time. SubhanAllah, the same people that committed these horrific crimes, many of them went right back into living in the homes next door.
If you look in all of these old pictures, you see Pazi Snatchber, Pazi Snatchber, Pazi Snatchber. And you see all of these people that have been gunned down. These words actually mean watch out, sniper. So, subhanAllah, you see the images in Gaza, the death traps, the hunger traps, where they don't even need the sophisticated weaponry anymore to murder people en masse. They just shoot them for play as they come to get their food. And you see history repeating itself. These images might as well be of Gaza today.
Only in front of this house, 12 persons were killed, including women and children.
I dalje u selo kako su nadirali, tako su
And also
ubijali,
they were just
klali.
like killing, slaughtering people in their houses, in front of their houses.
I onda smo pobjegli u šumu i bili u zbjegovima.
And then we were in the forest.
Ostalo, taj dan su čitavo selo zapalili, jedan dio stanovništva se uspio u jednoj kući
That
skloniti.
village was all put on fire. Only one house was like left.
Kad su se oni povukli, taj dio stanovništva se kroz selo prošao prema šumi gdje smo se našli drugi
When the
dan.
Croat army left the village, from that house people came to the forest and we found each others in the forest.
Tu kad smo se sastali, čuli smo koliko je,
Then
ko je
we
kog
saw
izgubio,
who was
kako je
killed,
ko nastradu,
how
koga
was
nema, još
who is
ljudi nisu
missing.
svi bili tu, ali
These mountains stand in silence. They carry the weight of those who fled through them, of massacres hidden in their shadows, of graves scattered at their feet. And our hearts risk becoming complicit, admiring their beauty while forgetting the horrors they were forced to witness.
People also tend to ask how we get over this. You never get over this. It's the pain you carry for the rest of your life. I always say it, it's a purse full of emotions. And we just go day by day. We have our good and bad days. When those come, they're very painful. But life has to move on. We have to live and raise our kids and preserve the memory of my father and many other family members and our Srebrenica shaheeds. And I always want to give a last message. Never forget Srebrenica.
This is what they tried to stop here. They tried to stop the call of Islam. And look, everywhere you look in this beautiful city, even though the bullet holes are still present, even though the pain is still here, you hear Allahu Akbar everywhere. Sometimes it's really better not to say anything. And these people were slaughtered in cold blood because they were Muslims, nothing else.
I wish that we had more time. I wish he had a chance to see his grandkids. People often ask me, what was your father like? I was only 10 and a half years old, so I can't tell much.
just completed the janaiz of the fresh graves here in Srebrenica. SubhanAllah, the most powerful line that will stick with me today is, not all of us are able to find bones. And it was from a mother. Not all of us are able to find bones. You think about the fact that you have a 20-year-old, a 19-year-old. They were 19 and 20 when they were martyred, and they're being buried 30 years later, and they're not whole bodies. And you think about Gaza right now, and people trying to find their loved ones through a tooth or through a finger or whatever it is, and putting them in paper bags and saying, Adamallah ajrakum, here's your deceased one, here's your loved one. You know, subhanAllah, this is very, very fresh. We grew up with this scene right here. This used to be on our TVs. Like, I remember this growing up always. This was the scene of Srebrenica. Families grieving over their loved ones. Look, they're still grieving, but new graves still being opened. It's a reminder to us not to show up late and leave early. And we do that way too often. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala charges us with so much more. If the only thing you get out of having witnessed this from afar is to remember your brothers and sisters in Bosnia, to make dua for them, and to think about the long-term effects of genocide. Just as we've been talking about what precedes genocide, let's talk about post-genocide as well, and the trauma and the scars, and how we need to be there for people. So may Allah have mercy on these victims, and may Allah Azza wa Jal have mercy on all of the victims around them. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept the shuhada everywhere. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala join these families together, the ones that are grieving over their loved ones, subhanAllah, sitting next to the graves. You can imagine they come here frequently. May Allah unite them all fil firdaus al-a'la. Allahumma ameen. Jazakumullahu khairan wa assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.